I'll decide when it's more. Can we move?
Mr. Speaker, someone needs to tell the Prime Minister that being patronizing is not a substitute.
The House gasped. The opposition leader had just exposed the Prime Minister's arrogance in a brutal call-out right at the heart of Parliament. In a desperate attempt to spin the facts, the Prime Minister danced around basic numbers, throwing the entire House into chaos. Meanwhile, British pensioners, farmers, and working-class families are left to suffer under crumbling promises and soaring bills. Is this leadership or a cover-up of epic proportions? Stay tuned because the lies are about to unravel. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel that brings you the raw, unfiltered reality they don't want you to see. Hit that subscribe button now for more brutal takedowns, cold hard facts, and viral political showdowns. It started with a simple, cutting question from Dr. Luke Evans.
Dr. Luca.
Could the Prime Minister tell this House whether the outcome of his budget was by design or by mistake? Did he mean to push 100,000 pensioners into...
Evans laid bare the carnage. 100,000 pensioners plunged into poverty, family farms wrecked by inheritance tax changes, GPS, care homes, and hospices taxed into oblivion. Was this chaos intentional or just another disaster from an out-of-touch government? The Prime Minister's response?
I'll tell you what was a mistake, leaving a £22 billion black hole. We had to sort out. We took the difficult decisions, investing...
Rather than answering the direct questions, he chose deflection, blaming the past, not owning the present mess. When grilled about defense spending, the Prime Minister stumbled, pressed repeatedly by the leader of the opposition, who demanded clarity.
He announced £13.4 billion in additional defence spending yesterday. This morning, his Defence Secretary said the uplift is only £6 billion, which is the correct figure.
The Prime Minister smugly replied,
I have to let the leader of the opposition down gently. She didn't feature in my thinking at all. I was so busy over the weekend I didn't even see her proposal. I think she's appointed herself, I think, saviour of the Western civilization. It's a desperate search for relevance.
Rather than explaining the numbers, he launched into petty insults, exposing the weakness of his position. The Defense Secretary said one figure, the Prime Minister another, and the Institute for Fiscal Studies outright accused the government of
Today, that the government is playing silly games with numbers. How does he find this difference in numbers?
At the most serious moment for national security, the Prime Minister preferred gamesmanship over leadership. Public fury is boiling over. And for good reason. Even when asked directly whether the defense budget uplift would secretly fund the controversial Chose deal, the Prime Minister dodged.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the additional spend I announced yesterday is for our capability on defence and security in Europe, as I made absolute...
Translation, no transparency, no clarity, just secret backroom deals, while British taxpayers foot the bill. And when asked about soaring water bills amidst the sewage scandal, the government again pointed fingers.
Well, he's certainly right about the mess that lot made. We've obviously got the water bill. It's got very strong measures in it.
But Thames Water customers are staring down a £150 price hike, paying for corporate incompetence and vulture fund bailouts. Meanwhile, pensioners freeze, small farmers go bankrupt, and care homes collapse under new taxes. Yet the Prime Minister smirks and sneers across the dispatch box. He's not leading Britain into a stronger future. He's steering it straight off a cliff. The real bombshell dropped when the Prime Minister still refused to answer one basic question. Would British taxpayers be forced to pay for the Chose deal out of the so-called defense uplift? The leader of the opposition hammered him.
He will not answer the last question, so I will ask him again. Is he paying for the Chagos deal with this defense uplift or not?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister repeated.
The money announced yesterday is going to our capability to put ourselves in a position to defend the security of our country, Europe.
No yes, no no, just more spin. Even Tory MPs started to shift uncomfortably in their seats. And when Dr. Kieran Mellon made it painfully simple, the
opportunity to unambiguously rule out the funding of any Chagos deal coming from the defence budget, and I'm not clear that he did that. I want him to be taken seriously in Washington, so I'll make it really easy for him. Will he rule
Prime Minister dodged again.
defence budget, yes or no?
Yes. Prime Minister.
As I said, when the deal is When the deal is complete, I will put it before the House with the...
It was a catastrophic moment. At the very moment Britain needed steady hands, voters witnessed a prime minister exposed as evasive, defensive, and deeply unserious. The facts could not be clearer. He has no plan. He has no answers. Only a crumbling facade and hollow promises as Britain faces generational threats. The final blow came when the leader of the opposition pointed to the heart of the failure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister will be aware that in coastal communities like mine in East Thanet, people...
She wasn't wrong. Across the debate, the Prime Minister resorted to mockery, deflection, and patronizing jabs rather than answering simple financial questions. Even when faced with real crises, British pensioners freezing, farmers losing their livelihoods, water companies robbing working families, unfunded military commitments risking our security, the Prime Minister chose spin-over solutions. His final defense...
Prime Minister.
Well, I know the honourable member has raised this issue before, and it's obviously an important issue for his constituents.
This Prime Minister was exposed today, utterly humiliated by facts he couldn't dodge, numbers he couldn't spin, and crises he can't solve. Patronizing answers, empty promises, endless games. Meanwhile, real people across Britain suffer the consequences of his arrogance. If you think it's time for real leadership, if you're tired of the lies, the spin, and the shameless betrayals, hit that subscribe button now. Because this fight isn't over. The truth will be told, whether they like it or not.